Good to see you. They said every day. That's what everyone was chanting yesterday. They said every day, as in they're going to come back every day. And I have no reason to doubt them.
My name is Morgan Jonas. I'm self-employed and live in Melbourne, Australia. The past 15 years of my work has been centred around international trade. My experience includes supply chain and production management and brokering business arrangements between parties from different countries. My work has taken me all over Asia, including multiple trips to China, whereupon I had first-hand experience dealing with CCP-backed corporations. But over the years I've grown increasingly concerned about CCP influence in Australia, and last December I decided to host Australia's first ever anti-Daniel Andrews protest, whereupon myself, my event partner and several hundred Victorians took to the steps of Parliament House to express our opposition to the signing of the Belt and Road Initiative. Since COVID-19 came to Australia, we have witnessed a concerted attempt by our leaders to coerce the population into getting tested. From the multi-million dollar taxpayer-funded billboard and media campaigns to the fear-mongering tactics used by our Premier Daniel Andrews, who routinely exploits the deceased without ever providing any evidence on whether or not they died as a result from COVID-19 or something else.
Lockdowns have nothing to do with the virus, nothing to do with keeping you safe, and everything to do with keeping you under the thumb of the government. The cat's out of the bag. We've known for months now that COVID-19 is nothing more than a global scandal. We've been locked down, we've been oppressed, we've been subjected to inhumane treatment by our out-of-control Premier Daniel Andrews and a small group of his criminal colleagues who have an entire force of toy soldiers under their command, as you can see. And that's what they are, they're toy soldiers. We know from all around the world that COVID-19 has not increased mortality rates. We know that a positive PCR test result does not mean you have anything, let alone COVID-19. Yet despite all of this, we've been subjected to this inhumane policy which has nothing to do with keeping us safe and everything to do with keeping us down and stopping us from living our lives.
I can leave the group and on your head, come out through the group.
This is incredible.
Oh my gosh!
Now is the time to go.
Organised by the partner of Monica Smith, a journalist. Monica's website is appropriately titled Reignite Democracy. Under Daniel Andrews, democracy is dead, but few are prepared to defend it. They're frightened. Well, may we say reignite democracy. Is there any leader anywhere who's prepared to defend it? We're fast losing every dimension of our humanity. Monica joins me from Melbourne with her partner, Morgan. This is a horrific story. Monica, good evening. Thank you for your time. How many people were at this rally?
Well, it's really hard to know, Alan.
A group of about 10 people, we were socially distanced.
I heard a lot of people were stopped.
So police were called in from the suburbs, not just from the CBD, and they had the Treasury Gardens completely blocked off, people getting turned around, issued with infringements, and there were several
arrests. I'm just telling my viewers to check the lady that you can see on your screen here. Was it brutal stuff? How were you treated?
Look, I didn't feel any pain. The emotional trauma was undeniable.
What's most alarming is that all the destruction and irreparable damage inflicted upon society can be directly attributed to government policy which is based on nothing more than PCR test figures. The indications for conducting a COVID-19 test have changed through the course of the pandemic. Yet despite this information, Daniel Andrews and other leaders around the world are still coercing the population into getting tested and also mandating testing. You got to ask yourself the question, why?
Today I went to the State Library of Victoria, where people are gathered in support of either Israel or Palestine in the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. There were about 1,000 people who had gathered to support the Palestinian side, including members of the Islamic community, socialist alternatives and various other left-wing groups. On the other side there were about 20 people.
In recent times, as I'm sure you all have seen, many fake news outlets such as the ABC here in Australia and the New York Times over in America have falsely claimed that Israel has been murdering Palestinian protesters. This is a lie. There was a very similar campaign held in Germany in the 30s.
Because the Muslim community is huge, and the left, and together with the left.
George, thanks a lot for coming on the MCJ report. Welcome aboard.
I thought, whoa, this is going to be a huge bloody problem. I did some calculations myself, and I thought we could have 1 million people dead in Australia. You know, it's not going to take long to get there. And after I looked at that, I passed it on to another colleague who is really good at numbers and statistics, and he said, oh, no, you got it completely wrong. It's going to be worse than that. So, you know, based on all the information that was out there, it looked like this was going to be, you know, apocalyptic. And so that's why everyone got really worried straight up. And then 2 months into it, it's like, where did the apocalypse go? It was supposed to be happening. You know, we thought this was going to be terrible and dreadful and that heaps of people were going to die, and it just didn't eventuate. It didn't eventuate, quite frankly, anywhere in the world. So it was wrong. The data was wrong.